Good evening and welcome to our first meeting day. We have a few people in the audience tonight, and hopefully we'll have a few people watching us on electric ceiling television. Invocation tonight will be led by Councilman Laughridge, and I will lead us in respect to the flags. Please rise.
Let's bow our head in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight so thankful for all the good blessings you provide. We thank you for our city. We thank you for this beautiful weather. We thank you for the people that work for the city. We thank you for all the good blessings. We know that you want all good things to come to us, and we ask you just to continue to let that happen. We have a special blessing tonight, Lord, or a special prayer tonight for one of our own, Dr. B. Thompson's husband, Harry, passed away. We ask you to bless her through this difficult time. Help her find peace. Give her the joy that only comes from you. And again, thank you for this governing body. Let us do your work whenever we make a decision. And again, thank you for this wonderful, wonderful day. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good to see ourselves tonight.
Before we start our meeting tonight, we have a couple of proclamations, and I'm going to ask Erica Kraft to come down and help me out as she's coming down. And yeah, no doubt. And Erica is the division head in our community housing division. And you want to introduce your guest?
Good evening. We have with us tonight Angela Lockhart, representing our Community Housing Resource Board. And Angela has been committed to our board for many number of years and is a former employee of the Community Development Department. So we're very lucky to have her participate in the program. Angela is here in the absence of Michael Cunningham, the chairperson, and he gives his regards and wanted to thank the council for their support as well.
Good. I'm going to read the proclamations. And the proclamation reads, whereas the week of April 17th through the 21st of 2017 has been designated as National Community Development Week by the National Community Development Association to celebrate the Community Development Block Grant Program, better known as CDBG program, and the Home Investment Partnership, the HOME program. And whereas the CDBG program provides annual funding and flexibility to local communities to provide decent, safe, and affordable housing, a suitable living environment, and economic opportunities to low and moderate income people. And whereas the HOME program provides funding to local communities to create decent, safe, and affordable housing opportunities for low-income persons, nationally, over 1 million units of affordable housing have been completed using home funds. And whereas over the past 5 years, our community has received a total of a little bit over $3.5 million in CDBG funds and over $743,000 in home funds as a member of the Anderson County Home Consortium. And whereas the following activities have been funded: owner-occupied housing rehabilitation assistance, home ownership assistance to first-time home buyers, public services including the promotion of fair housing, in addition to economic development by providing loans to small businesses and micro-enterprises. Now therefore it be resolved that the City of Anderson designates the week of April the 17th through the 21st, 2017 as National Community Development Week in support of these two valuable programs, that have made tremendous contributions to the viability of housing stock, infrastructure, public services, and economic vitality to our community. Be it further resolved that our community urges Congress and the administration to recognize the outstanding work being done locally and nationally by CDBG and HOME by supporting increased funding for both programs in the fiscal year 2018.
I would like to invite everyone to our annual CDBG celebration that will be on Friday, April the 21st. It will begin at 12 o'clock noon until 2 o'clock p.m. in our Municipal Business Center that's across at 601 South Main Street, and it will be in the first floor conference room. We'll have our staff there to answer questions. We would like to showcase some of the projects that we've done in the neighborhoods and invite some of our clients to give their testimonials. So we certainly invite you and the council and the general public to attend that event. I have flyers to distribute as well. And I'll let you do the next proclamation.
Thank you. Whereas the month of April is recognized throughout the United States of America as Fair Housing Month, and whereas Title VIII of the Civil Rights Act of 1968 as amended set forth a national policy of fair housing without regards to race, color, national origin, religion, sex, family status, or disability. And whereas housing is a critical component of family and community health and stability, and whereas both state and federal office of the Department of Housing and Urban Development continue their efforts to promote and educate as many citizens as possible about every person's right to enjoy equal opportunity in housing, ensuring that all Americans have the opportunity to achieve the American dream of home ownership. And whereas the City of Anderson continues to affirmly further fair housing for its citizens. Now, therefore, I, Terrence V. Roberts, Mayor of the City of Anderson, along with my fellow council members, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2017 to be Fair Housing Month in the City of Anderson for the significance of fair housing to our way of life, and encourage all citizens to observe and support both the letter and spirit of fair housing laws as expressed as an expression of the individual rights guaranteed by the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the State of South Carolina. Thank you.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor Roberts and City Council members. And please forgive me, I'm nervous for talking to anyone and this directly. But my name is Angela Lockhart, as she mentioned, and I am a member of the Community Housing Resource Board. And on behalf of the board and the people that we have served in the past, the people that we are serving in the future, we would like to thank you and the City Council for these proclamations and your long devoted service to fair housing and the Community Housing Resource Board. Again, I want to say thank you and hope that you all come to our meeting on the 20th. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's two dates. One is Thursday, one is Friday.
Friday, okay, thank you.
The minutes of our March 27th meeting have been distributed. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes?
I move that we adopt.
First by Mr. Laughridge, second by Mr. Buck Roberts. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes of March 27th passed unanimously. We don't have any items of old business, but we have two items of new business. And the first item is request consideration of a demolition contract for Neighborhood Improvement Program Phase 2. Ms. McCollum.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's very fitting that we had both of those proclamations tonight, with a focus being on neighborhoods and housing. Kind of continuing in that vein, tonight this contract before you helps move forward or advance our initiatives in our neighborhoods. This particular contract addresses the Neighborhood Improvement Program, the NIP program, for which we receive state housing finance and development funding specifically for dealing with dilapidated housing. In this particular case, there are 16 houses that the city has acquired with those funds, and this contract is one that will actually demolish those houses with the asbestos and lead testing having already been done. So I'll call on Erica to elaborate on any of these items, these houses in particular, and the bids that we've received.
Thank you. Any comments, questions?
I'm just glad you're getting it done.
Thank you.
Yes, very much
And
so.
we've already begun some of the demolition with phase 1. We were able to tear down several units over the past 2 weeks. You may have seen some that were underway, so this is the next phase of continuing that work.
Good.
Erica, how many does this make us now that we've actually removed, torn down?
We've torn down to date, there are 8 that we've torn down within the last several weeks, and then we will have these additional 11 units.
Okay, now what is our total?
16 for the city and Homes of Hope, Nehemiah Corporation. Nehemiah Corporation will have a total of 4 houses they've acquired and will be demolishing, 3 of which they've already demolished.
To date, though, it's what, 300 or so?
Probably so,
Counting the city's
Yes.
program too.
yes.
Probably
Because with our
less.
previous grant, neighborhood stabilization, a couple of years ago, we had that grant. We were able to take 64 houses with that, and then the city has done another 30 to 60 over the last several years.
Good.
Well, it's good work. We're glad to see it happen.
Thank you, and thank you all for your support of the program.
So we are recommending Phillips Recoveries in the amount of $53,300 to demolish these 11 units, and we did receive 5 bids. Phillips Recoveries was the low bid. We also received bids from Cooley's Grading, Shaw Grading, Space Unlimited, and Miller's Construction Company.
And Phillips has done a lot of this for us in the past, so we know what he does.
They were the bid winner for phase 1 that we just wrapped up a week ago.
Anything else, guys?
Make a motion we accept it.
That was first by Mr. Buck
Second.
second by Mr. Kyle Newton. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you, and I also like to thank Frankie for all his help with the acquisitions during this long process, so it's been a long time coming.
Yeah. Hard to find them sometimes, isn't it, Jim? Thank you. Our next item is request consideration of hospitality funding for capital projects. Ms. McCollum.
Several times a year, we bring several projects to you for hospitality funding. The Recreation Committee does hear this report prior to it coming to you for action. And I'd like to call on our Parks and Recreation Division Director, Bobby Bevel, to tell us about these 3 items that we're bringing to you this evening.
And I'll ask our Director of Athletics and Outdoor Facilities, Ashley Mullen, to come up because he'll talk a little bit about the second one. The first item that we're requesting is 2 new fountains at Caters Lake. If you've been by there recently, you've noticed that our fountain has been down for several months. And that fountain was installed in 2006. We've had a couple motors rebuilt, had to purchase another motor, but before we moved on, we wanted to see if we had the right product for the application. So we reached out to our partners, Carolina Clear and our city engineers surveyed the lake, provide some in-depth survey, depth levels, volume storage, surface levels, and the information was given to Ben Powell, who's a natural resource agent for Clemson University, and his recommendation was to reach out to a system manufacturer to design what we needed. Our desire was to have a spray type of unit, and the choice was a Casco aerating fountain. The reason being is that it has a top intake where the water comes in from the top, comes out. The issue we had with our original pump, it was bringing it up from the bottom. We had a lot of silt and debris, and actually where the fountain was installed, the original fountain, it's about 4.5 feet deep there. So with the recommendation of their representative, we are recommending purchasing 2 Casco aerating fountains that would have spray, has 6 different types of spray that we can change those out. It also has LED lighting. And the reason we chose that was because of those features along with the warranty and the service contract. So our recommendation tonight is we reached out and got bids, and the low bid was Absolute Aquatics from Lexington, South Carolina for $17,721. That's to purchase that. It also includes a 1-year contract, maintenance contract with 2 site visits. Will they pull the pumps, inspect it, clean it if it needs it, those kind of things. But they'll install them, and we'll be able to have aerating fountains at Caters Lake. Ms. McConnell, do we want to do this one at a time or all together?
That's
Let's do one at a time. Any questions to Bobby about this particular item number 1? So the pond in the middle is only 4 feet deep?
4.6 feet deep.
Surprised me too, Mayor.
You would be probably surprised to know that we have gotten a number of calls from people who live in the area who have truly missed that fountain being there. They like the light, they like the aesthetics of it, but they also know that it performs a vital function to the health and sustainability of the pond. So.
And the deepest part of the lake is about 10 feet.
About 10 feet.
Yeah.
Bob, you have the capability of making all color of lights with this one.
You do.
Yes.
Yes.
LED
Along with 6 different types of sprays if we want to do that.
Yeah.
Good. Anything else, guys?
I move we go ahead and purchase these lights and have them installed for the low bid.
Second.
First by Mr. Laughridge, second by Mr. John Roberts. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Caters Lake Fountain passes unanimously.
The second item is what we think is a safety feature for our participants and our volunteers, our staff, spectators. It is a ThorGuard lightning prediction and warning system. And Ashley coaches softball at Westside, and they have, both of our high schools have this system. He's seen it firsthand in action. And this is a little bit different. This is a prediction system. The system uses a highly sophisticated sensor and a computer to measure and analyze the electrostatic field in the atmosphere. A lightning detection, you actually have to have a lightning strike before a detection system actually will pick up. This predicts the atmosphere is right for lightning, and you can set the parameters of 8 minutes to 20 minutes depending on how much time you might need to seek shelter. ThorGuard's been around since 1976. They're in South Florida, and the system's used by NASA, the Department of Defense, every branch of the military. U.S. Golf Association, the Olympics, several colleges, schools, and again, as I said, our 2 local high schools. We would like to purchase this. The main base would be at the rec center with sensors at places that we program, which would be Old McCann's football field, Imler and Osteen, and Carolina Rent Park. The technology, there's a 5-year warranty on any software upgrades and 2-year warranty on all parts. So, and Ashley can talk about, I know that one of the questions was the decibels of the horn.
That was my question.
And Ashley can explain a little bit of that.
Yes, sir. The decibels can be set at different levels. Talking and visiting with the individuals from the company, for instance, like Wren Park, they recommend that it be set on 3 horns, which is basically 60 decibels, which with the full function of the system is 120 decibels, which we are recommending that be at the rec center, like Linwood Park, Carolina Wren Park, Old McCann's football field. We're looking at setting that at the 3-horn 60 decibel, which, you know, and this system can also be utilized at other additional sites within the 2.5-mile range. So we decided to add, you know, the sensors.
That was my question. So we can add on plenty more sensors?
Yes.
As long as it's within 2.5 miles of the rec center.
Right. Now, say for instance, Wright Park, if we decided to do a system out there, it would have its own system out there, which would roughly cost in the range of $7,700 to $7,800 for that system, because it's like 5.1 miles from the actual base site. So it would have its own, you know, would be as modified as the system we would have at the rec, and that would expand out. This would be its own system, wouldn't need a computer or anything like that for it.
Well, this is a good thing for the community too, people that live around these parks.
Yes.
I mean, if they have children out playing, you know, they can
We actually ran into an incident several years ago where we had a storm in the area right at the rec center, and a coach didn't like that we were calling the game and kind of got into some words with one of our officials about it. And this eliminates all of that. You hear the horn, you evacuate. Yes, sir. And it does, the good thing about this, we can set a certain time frame that everybody evacuates to a secure location. And if the warning sound, if the horn sounds, within say 20 minutes or so, we can go back to playing depending on the time of the, of the game that was called or, put on hold. So it could be, like for example, last season I seen it firsthand over West Side. Horn sounded, we went into the school, 5 minutes later, the all clear sounded, so we were back out there. It's not like you see lightning and you wait 30 minutes. You see lightning again, you gotta wait an additional 30 minutes. So, this alleviates a lot.
And I like the fact with as many events as we're planning now in Wren Park and et cetera, this is a safety device for all our
There was
citizens.
I think it was a city in, I want to say it's the city of San Diego, I read, where they're like in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit because they did not pull kids off the fields. And I
That
think
makes sense.
several kids had to go to the hospital. So, it's a safety issue.
Yes.
And a lot of it is a liability issue too, unfortunately.
And we implement a program that we're gonna give these coaches, even, with practice. Okay, you're not gonna have about 12 or 14 out there at practice, but that horn sounds, that means even if it's practice, you find your seek shelter.
Good.
If we get this thing, how long will it take to get it installed? I think that's important since we're getting in, summertime, all kinds of storms.
I was told initially it'd be like a 2 to 3 week process to get
Okay.
everything installed, so.
Good. Any other questions?
The other thing that Ashley found out today is actually you can program this from a certain time, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., so it may not be going off in the neighborhoods at 1 or 2 in the morning kind of thing. if we
Good
want
idea.
to do that. So it can be programmed where it's got a set time. So,
Per day, you know,
Per
each
day.
day could have its own setting or whatever. And emails, anybody want to see emails or texts from the system? All of y'all, unlimited text, emails, as far as recording. Maps, it has a map you can actually view, with an app, so it's
Pretty
a nice
fancy.
system.
Pretty
Yes, sir.
impressive.
Mayor, I'd like to make the motion to approve the lightning prediction and warning system from Thorvard.
We have the first by Mr. Newton, second by Mr. Buck Roberts. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Our last item?
Is two vehicles that, to replace some aging vehicles in the Parks and Recreation Division. We've got one truck that's a 2003 Chevrolet. It's got 123,000 miles on it. Several been in and out of the shop, as a 2004 Chevrolet Silverado that has 121,000 miles. These are used to be in our parks, park maintenance as far as trash pickup. The other one is used in beautification, haul our tank sprayer and some smaller equipment, so it wouldn't be towing a trailer, those kind of things. Our recommendation, checking with Susan, the state contract is a Dodge Ram truck, and we're requesting to purchase two 2017 half-ton Dodge Ram trucks, V6 flex fuel capable, positive traction, the tow package. They're $20,075 each. The trucks come with a bed liner already sprayed in, where in the past we had to have a bed liner put in. That's part of the package. We would put our safety lighting package along with city decals and logos on it. That's $928.86 for each truck. The total request for two trucks outfitted totally is $42,007.72.
Questions?
And the two trucks that we have would be put on gov.deal, govdeal.com, I guess. Yeah, one of those.
Good.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the two trucks.
First by Mr. Roberts.
Second.
John Roberts, second by Mr. Laughridge. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes unanimously.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Bob. Administrative briefing, Ms. McCall.
In your package, we provided you with the quarterly progress report. Please take an opportunity to review it and look and see what types of activities have major projects have been on your list that we've continued to move forward, and give us a call if you have questions about any of the details on that. As far as upcoming events, it is spring. Spring has sprung, and there are lots of things on the calendar happening all around town. We certainly have coming up this coming Thursday, the Anderson County Municipal Association meeting is at 7 p.m. in Belton. So if you would please let us know if your plans to attend. And then on the 21st and 22nd, 23rd, there will be a special, the Market Theater will be putting a special performance on at Wren Pavilion. And then rounding the month out, Art on the Town is the last weekend of the month. It's on Friday the 28th. And we'll have an art crawl, and also part of that art crawl includes the sculpt tour, which is where we will have sculptures that have been chosen to new sculptures that will be on display downtown as part of that particular event. So I'm sure we'll be telling you more about those things as the month progresses.
Busy month.
It is.
Busy month. Also, the block party is not listed.
Oh, block party every Thursday,
Every Thursday.
6 p.m.
All right. Thank you. I was going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
First by Mr. Roberts.
Second.
Second by Mr. Newton. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?